Shut up and sit down.
All right, welcome to On The Sidelines. I'm your host, Bryan Ross. Today, I got with me Josh Powers, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. I appreciate you coming on.
All about it.
Yeah. So, it being the third episode, I know we talked about it before. I kind of wanted to get into athletes, the best athletes ever to be associated with the number 3.
Number 3. Huh?
Yeah. So who I'm interested to see who you got over there.
Well,
I think I know two.
Yeah,
2 or
I'm
3
sure
of
you
them.
probably know 2. Well, at the same time, man, you got to think about how many athletes that we probably know that were number 3. So
Yeah.
Right off the bat, it's going to come to me. It's going to be D-Wade, obviously.
Yeah.
I think AI was he was like my first. You know that I'm a huge LeBron fan, obviously, probably the biggest one. But Allen Iverson was my dude before him.
Yeah.
But AI and D-Wade for sure. But you can't forget about old Dale Earnhardt.
That's
right?
I had him on my list.
Isn't that crazy?
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Rest
that's
in
right.
peace to Dale, by the way.
The Intimidator. That's right. That's right.
And CP3 was on my list, obviously.
Yeah, honestly, I forgot all about him. That's a good
but
one, though.
you know what most people forget about this dude is old Babe Ruth. Okay, so
I honestly did forget about him too,
Babe
man.
Ruth, man. He eating hot dogs, drinking beer before games, and getting with women. He don't care.
I think he ran with chlamydia for like 4 or 5 years.
I mean,
he's just continued to play with it.
That was probably all that we knew about. So she ain't 280, she ain't a lady.
Yeah, right, exactly. I've got you pretty much nailed all of them. Allen Iverson was at the top of my list. I think I had like 10 pairs of his shoes.
Oh yeah.
So
still do, I think.
Yeah. It's good, man. It's good. Yeah, like growing up, I probably had like 10 pairs of his shoes. Just rocked them, man.
The second ones, I think, were the zip ups was the best ones. So,
right. Yeah. Also had Russell Wilson on there.
And I did as well.
Did you?
Well, here's the thing about that though, man, is that obviously I'm a short dude. I'm only 5'10" and sneakers soaking wet, but he's kind of changed the game a little bit for football quarterbacks, especially Kyler Murray right now going into the NFL.
Well, that's what I think a lot of people compared him to. They compared Kyler Murray to, Russell Wilson, kind of gave it that same comparison. So I like Kyler Murray. I think it's kind of dirty what they did to Josh Rosen in that whole thing, in that whole deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's with the Dolphins now. I'm sure he'll be all right. He's going to battle for.
I think he's going to be
there.
a starting QB at least anyway.
He's at least going to battle for it for sure.
Because I think Tannehill got traded, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think Tannehill's there, but Fitzpatrick's there. So Fitzmagic, that's right.
Okay.
48 on the Wonder Leg. That's right, man. That's right.
But yeah, I kind of figured we would all be on the same page with the number 3s because there's too many. But D-Wade's my number 1.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like that number 1. Allen Iverson's mine, but I think it's awesome that we both and the crowd had Dale Earnhardt on the list.
I don't even fuck with Junior. He's cool. Or can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You're good, man. You're good. It's all good. Let her fly, man. Let her fly.
If I had $1 every time I heard that, I have $1.50.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
I know we're both Rams fans. It's kind of rare to find.
Till I die.
Yeah, it's kind of rare to find.
And
a
the
Rams
man
fan.
behind you is probably the first dude I've ever. He was my football god, Marshall Faulk. I mean, he was great. But
he's probably the first running back ever. I guess that obviously we grew up with him, but that was that pass catching and running back.
Everything.
Like he was a every down back, but he also played like a slot receiver.
And from what I heard, Brian, dude, not to cut you off, but back in the day, like when reporters was after the games was trying to like do interviews, question these guys like they do now, obviously.
Right.
They couldn't pick him out. Like thought that he was just like a regular dude, like a towel boy. Like,
yeah.
Because he wasn't that big. Obviously, he was just like an undersized dude.
Yeah.
But I mean. That's why I liked him because
right.
he was always doubted, especially in Indianapolis before he got traded.
Yeah,
that's why I've always been an underdog type of dude. So
he kind of he flew under the radar there, but I think that was just his personality. He wasn't all about the glory and the fame. I mean, he was just there to play football. It's kind of like Marvin Harrison. That same mentality. Although a weird story about him, I heard that he was like putting out like hits on people
Who, Marshall?
Marvin Harrison. Straight gangster, man.
Like, you talking like football hits or like shots?
No, I'm talking about
lead
like
pellets.
Yes,
Okay.
like putting out hits on people. Like,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
From a quiet, humble dude like that.
Yeah, that's what was surprising. But
Sounds
I know
like my dude Mikey. Just kidding.
That's what's crazy is like you wouldn't expect that from someone as mild mannered as that. But yeah, apparently he got investigated for it anyway. So don't mess with the quiet ones.
I mean, he beat the case like Ray Lewis. So
he did. Yes, he did. And I think Ray Lewis got lucky there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my business.
Right. Yeah, just kidding. Love you, Ray.
Greatest linebacker
Ever. So I do want to get your opinion. What are you thinking? Over or under? I'll give you a number. Over or under 12 wins for the Rams.
Oh no, I already got. Well, I'm going to be a little biased probably, but I didn't expect us to be as good as was last year. But I want us to have the same record, which was 13-3, I think. Is that what we was?
Yeah,
that's what I have us going. I've took
Yeah.
a couple polls with Mikey and Dakota back here. They have them going like 11-5, like 12-4, whatever. I'm cool with that too. But I got us going 13-3. So I have us at least winning one time, at least to the Seahawks, because we beat them twice last year, and that's phenomenally hard.
Yeah,
really
it is, especially in Seattle too. Like that's tough. That's tough.
And the other loss that I have us losing to is what's going to be a surprise because we lost to them we beat them last year. I think I can't remember. I'm sorry, but the Ravens. They're going to be a tough team. They're going to be pretty tough. So.
Yeah. I don't think the NFC West is going to be a tough division though. Really, other than the Seahawks, I don't think the 49ers are there. I don't think. I don't think the Cardinals are there, especially with Kyler Murray. They're going to have a rookie quarterback.
Rookie coach,
a coach, and I discussed this on last week's too. A coach that came from Texas Tech that got fired from Texas Tech and then just automatically got a.
He got fired?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they were going to keep him there.
Know that he got fired.
Yeah, but that's the connection with Kyler Murray because I guess Kyler Murray transferred from there.
Yeah, he did. Was he there in Oklahoma?
No, he transferred from Texas A&M.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Okay,
yeah. Well, no, I knew that. I knew it was a Texas school that he transferred from, and I thought that was.
I feel like it was like John Elway. He was at school for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, one of those schools.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But no, I mean, I think Kyler Murray's going to be great. I just don't think.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think he will too. It's scary him going to the Cardinals because there's
Especially
not a
in our
lot.
division.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, he's going to have tough defenses coming at him
Plus his
week
line
in,
was trash.
week out. Line trash. I mean, you saw how much time Rosen had last year. It wasn't great, and I thought Rosen showed flashes.
I thought he was a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, for as much support as he had around him.
And I'm pretty sure he was like was he one of the first quarterbacks that came out last year, or was he one of the last good quarterbacks that was
drafted?
Yeah, that was drafted.
He was their first round pick.
What was their pick? You remember? It was like top 5 at least, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was. I think
right.
it was. I'm gonna say like 9th or 10th.
Okay,
I think it was, but
right.
It was their first pick.
Okay,
it was their first pick for sure.
Okay,
but what do you see? Like, where do you see the direction of the Rams going? Because obviously the Super Bowl wasn't a great showing.
I think if we was in St. Louis, we would have small success, but now we're in LA, and everybody wants to be in LA.
Yeah.
But I think
attract more superstars. Yeah,
more money, more everything. I think we're going to be great for a long time, and I hope it stays that way. So, I mean, if we can keep Aaron Donald and Todd Gurley, and if he stays healthy, I don't know your opinion on Goff just yet. I like Goff. Obviously, he got us to the Super Bowl, but I'm still questioning about him sometimes. But I think he's a good quarterback.
I do too. Hopefully, we never have to find out what he can do without Sean McVay. Hopefully, him and McVay just stay together for the next 12, 15 years.
And our line's pretty good too. Even though we got rid of Saffold, he was a big asset, but we'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
Yeah, I think that obviously, I think it came down to experience versus non-experience last year.
And us getting beat by the Falcons the previous year, the first game of the playoffs, the first time we made it in a while since 2008, I think.
You're right. Yeah, it wasn't a very one game isn't a very like experience building thing.
I think we'll be. What is your predictions? I got us 13-3. What about you?
I have us around that same thing. I mean, I'll say 12-4 just to temper my expectations.
Yeah.
But I think Goff definitely has to take some leaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like they definitely have to take some leaps, and to get where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to get back to the Super Bowl. He's definitely going to have to take some leaps.
I think we'll do it. I mean, obviously, I got us winning the division and going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hopefully, winning the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah, the only roadblock in the division is obviously the Seahawks,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as they have Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll coaching, then I mean they're always going to be a threat.
Yeah,
but,
I don't see the Cardinals doing really anything right now. So.
Right. Gurley, are you that worried about, because the Rams took that running back from Memphis in the 3rd round? Are you?
And we got rid of Anderson.
Yeah. Are you worried about? How worried are you about Gurley's
Pretty worried.
knee?
I'm not gonna lie. He got arthritis in his knee.
Is that the confirmed?
That's what he's. Well, I'm not really for. I don't know about the confirmation, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I know that he's a top 1-2 quarter running back in the league, hands down. Especially everything about him. But I don't know, dude. He didn't show up in the Super Bowl.
I think that he tapered off towards the end of the year just because, one, I mean, he was a workhorse back, and he tapered off because he played hurt and he was just worn out. And
he had a great regular season.
Yeah,
we can't hide that.
Yeah,
but
and what kind of I know, because I had him in the fantasy football playoffs, and he kind of tailed off at the end and knocked me out of the playoffs, but he got me to the playoffs. So
you
that's
had
all I
him.
can say.
Okay. I don't play any of that really, so
yeah, you need to, man. You need to.
So busy with work, but I might try.
Yeah,
So.
it gets intense, man. I'm telling you. But back to Gurley, I just think that I don't want to see like a limit touch. Like I don't want to see them put like him on like 20 touches a game, because then I think that really destroys McVay's and Rams' game plan altogether.
Was that running back from Memphis good?
He looked good. I mean, I didn't watch one of his full games, but his highlight tape looks nasty. But whose highlight tape doesn't look nasty? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with Gurley. I like Gurley a lot, though. He's my second favorite player. Ram. I like Donald is obviously number one.
Yeah. Oh, he's
a freak.
Best defensive player in the league right now, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So we were talking about Goff earlier. What is your ceiling for Goff? I mean, do you think Goff can be one of those top tier quarterbacks, or do you think Goff's going to hang around like Matt Ryan-esque, or do you think he can be up there with
if you put him on
Rodgers or
that's two different. Yeah, I mean, I think
it's
Matt
just two
Ryan.
different tiers.
Yeah. I think Matt Ryan's a great quarterback. I think Rodgers obviously is better. I would like him to be on Rodgers and Brady's status, or at least Rodgers' status right now, because I know he's got one under his belt. Tom Brady, I hate Tom Brady, but he's great. He's probably the greatest quarterback to probably ever play the game.
I mean, I
hate him, but he's great.
Yeah,
he's got 6 rings.
Yeah,
so,
been to 9. I think that's the right stat. Been to 9.
His wife's
and got 6.
Unbelievably hot. So he's got everything that he could possibly want.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
and he's still doing it at this age. I mean, but to answer your question about Gurley or Goff, I don't know, man. I like Goff. I'm not giving up on Goff yet until I see him play terrible like he did against that one. Who did he play against terrible with last year? I think it was the Dolphins or somebody. It was really bad.
I mean, he had a couple games where he just didn't show up. But I think that, one, it's his inexperience. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of experience in the league, and his first year really doesn't count because it was Jeff Fisher. And that's
irrelevant.
That doesn't.
By the way, he should never get a coaching job ever.
Yeah,
right, Mikey.
Yeah, so I mean, just
maybe at Oklahoma.
Yeah,
or Dallas Cowboys team.
The Cowboys.
Cowboys. Cowboy.
Yeah, that's. We're getting impressions over here.
Yeah.
I think that Goff can So I guess the tier I put him in, talking about the Cowboys, would be like, Dak Prescott. I feel like they're in the same tier.
I think Dak's a pretty good quarterback.
I do too. I do too. But I think they're in the
good.
same tier because you got potential, you got skill with both of them, but it's like both of them haven't reached where you want them to see.
He's pretty short too. 6 foot, 6'1", right, Dak?
He's bigger. He's probably like 6'3", 6'4", maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taller than me, obviously. So.
Yeah. I do like, we were talking about Henderson coming out of Memphis. I do like him.
I've never heard of the cat. I actually didn't know we drafted him. I thought we got we traded our first pick. Obviously, I don't know why we did that, but
yeah. The only thing that I've heard about him was from like draft boards. I was hearing about him in draft boards, how he was a really good prospect, and then I watched some of his tape, and of course, you're not going to get any of the bad stuff in tape, but it looked cool, man. He looked good.
We'll need him. So
yeah, well, I mean, I think he'll be a good breather for Gurley.
He's a hard runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bruiser.
Is he? That's all that matters.
So, kind of on that same subject, I wanted to get your opinion on some sleeper teams in the NFL.
Okay.
Some people that we're not expecting some from. I want to hear your opinion, or if you want me, I can tell you mine first.
Yeah, let's hear yours. You go first.
So I definitely have the Browns.
Yeah, me too.
So we talked about this last week, but they look great on paper. It's great on
everywhere
paper.
around. They were pretty decent last year. I mean,
One game out of the playoffs.
yeah, and then Baker I think is gonna be a pretty good quarterback.
I do
like
too.
Baker.
He's just got that whatever it is. He's just got that it thing, man.
I like it.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Shorter guys like us, we gotta have that. Factor.
You gotta have that it factor.
You gotta have kind of something.
Yeah. So and also have the Jags.
Fuck the Jags. That's for Jordan Fletcher right there.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Shout out to Fletcher.
Yeah. They're a good team too. We got Blake Bortles, by the way. We took his quarterback. We signed him.
The Rams did.
Yeah, the Rams did.
Is he backing up golf?
He's backing up old Golf Daddy. So.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5 million, something like that. I'm cool with like.
Yeah.
I'm cool with like
$5 million, but you get
$500.
You give me $5 million, I'm sitting right behind golf all day, man. I'm sitting
I'll throw
right
him a
behind
towel.
golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check your girdle. You cool?
I'll hold. Yeah, you good? I'll be the guy that squirts the water bottle and through his helmet
They get paid
into
hella
his
money,
mouth.
by the way. They're usually related to the relatives of the football team. You ever question yourself, like, how do those kids in the basketball court get those towels and wipe off the sweat and all that stuff? They're usually related to the people that own, like, with the team, or they're just loaded. They have a degree or something. But
Yeah.
I'd like to have that job.
Yeah, dude. That if they get paid good for that job, that's the dream job right there. They just run in and squirt water and. Anyway, what's sleeper teams? What you got?
My sleeper team's Ravens, first team off the bat, and the Browns, obviously.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, and they got Ingram now too, and they got Mark Ingram. They picked up Hollywood, your boy from Hollywood Brown. He's related to Antonio Brown. I didn't know that either, but
yeah, that's what I heard. They're cousins. Yeah,
but I definitely have the Ravens and the Browns at 1-2, and the sleeper teams. I mean, the Rams win the Super Bowl, so
yeah. Go ahead.
probably my only
What you got, Mikey?
the Jets are going to be pretty good.
Why?
too.
Because they got New Jerseys.
They're ugly. They're stacked on defense.
They got New Jerseys.
That guard or tackle, which they need.
Yeah. I figured Sam Darnold up there showing off the New Jerseys.
They
He was
got
pretty-
Le'Veon, so they got Le'Veon too,
that's stout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, jumping from the NFL, obviously we got the playoffs going on right now.
Best time of the year.
Yeah, it is a good time of the year. Love the playoffs.
People hate NBA basketball. That's the best of the best.
Dude, that's something I wanted to talk to you about too. I hate when people dog NBA, man, because it's
Why?
like, it's just a lot of people, and it's usually like the older generation that sit there and they're like, oh, the NBA doesn't play defense in the NBA. Well, you give me the best college player. You give me a college player, and he's not scoring. I mean, he's not getting past Chris Paul. He's not getting past Paul George.
Yeah.
He's not getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. He's not scoring on Embiid or
Definitely LeBron James.
yeah, he's not scoring on LeBron. It doesn't matter. Like
People gonna hate me after this. So.
no, I mean I'm just saying, and that's a great point because it honestly like irks me that people are like, man, I can't stand NBA. They don't play defense, and granted, some of those players, like if you watch the All-Star game, they don't play defense. You're right,
But it's still the best of the best.
You watch the playoffs right now; they're playing defense. I mean, it's
Oh yeah, they are. They are.
yeah. So I want to talk to you about obviously Harden's struggles, not just this year, but his whole career really in the playoffs. What do you think? What do you think it is that changes from the regular season and his mindset going into the playoffs, or do you think it's something else that changes?
Who on Harden
Yeah.
perspective?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think that Harden's probably tired of losing, just like Damian Lillard is. And now look at Lillard.
Sure. Yeah.
But he's also got to have some. Jordan needed a Pippen.
That's true.
Bird needed a McHale. He needed somebody on his team.
He's got Paul though.
He does. He's got a good squad around him. Don't get me wrong. And then he's got Capella. He's not a bad ball player. PJ Tucker's a good defensive scheme.
That's
you got
true.
Shumpert that's won the NBA championship with LeBron.
Yeah.
You got Danny Green.
Yeah.
You got all these players around you that can. But the Warriors, what we were talking about earlier, dude, I'm telling you, this team is a different breed.
Well, it is a different breed, and I think it exposes a lot of teams' weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors expose a lot of teams' weaknesses. But when you have the best shooter of all time, you have the fifth best shooter of all time, and then you have the third best player ever to play the game
like Skip
all
said.
time,
Skip
top
said.
5 player ever to play the game all time on the team.
Not Skip. I'm sorry. Shannon said this. How many people on your team? Your third best player on your team could go drop and get 60 any night he wanted to.
As soon as your third best player retires, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Klay Thompson's going to be, when he retires, when he's done, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
And that was another thing that we were going to brief upon. I think that he's going to be the next dude that can get a Harden deal. He can go somewhere and
go somewhere and carry it himself.
Yeah, I think he can. Even though he started, Harden was off the bench, but he's got that swagger to him. Harden's unreal. But
and what was weird is he didn't have that in he didn't have that when he was in OKC. A little different. Yeah. Well, there was games where he put up 0 points.
Yeah. Shot up 20 points or 20 shots too.
Yeah, and 0 points. But he doesn't have a great shooting percentage in his career in the playoffs. Anyway, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's probably not good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because I was watching on ESPN the other day that they were talking about how he's always trying to draw a foul.
Mm-hmm.
When he's going up for a shot, he's always trying to draw a foul. They talked about how a normal shot, you'll come up, you'll shoot, and
go back down.
You'll go back down, but you'll land. Depending on your shot, but you have a zone, and like a 3-foot zone there, where if you come up, you're going to land within that 3-foot zone.
Yeah.
But when he comes up, he
goes a little forward.
Well, he goes forward, or he slings his legs out, or
he's a good actor.
Well, he is, and I'm not diminishing him for that because he's one of the greatest players I've ever seen.
Especially offensive.
Yeah, one of the greatest scorers I think to ever come through the game. And he knows how to use his body to get fouls and to get to the free throw line. And
beard's fresh too.
Right.
Yeah, super fresh.
Yeah, I can never, dude. I wish I could get a beard like yours, man. I can't.
Shout out to my dad. I don't even know who he is, but thank you.
I wish, man. I'm jealous of
it's
the
all right,
of
man.
the
You're
red
taller
beard.
than me, so it's cool.
It evens out. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
and I'm single, and you got a beautiful family, so
thank you, man.
Don't worry about it.
I appreciate that.
Don't worry about it. Shout out to your family.
Yeah. Shout
I
out
grew
to
up
my
with
wife.
your wife. Did she ever tell you? I actually grew up with her.
Yes. She said that you.
I was a
you
couple
guys
years
knew each
ahead
other.
of her, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I knew her all grown up. So.
Yeah. She said she knew you. Actually, when we were out one night, we ran into each other, and she was like, "Is that Josh?" I was like,
usually
"Yeah,
takes a
man."
little bit of alcohol to didn't I
Yeah,
remember you?
did we do this right here? Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I appreciate that. Yeah.
No problem.
But another thing, talking about Harden's, I think a big change in that too is they get the best refs to ref the playoffs, and they're going to let shit go. They're going to let calls go.
And a lot of people bitch, and it takes a lot of people man pride for them to yell and take it in front of national TV. I probably couldn't do it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I probably couldn't be a ref.
And the ones they get for the playoffs are either the veteran refs or the ones that just did great that year, but they're not going to take. They're not going to let players manipulate their calls because in the regular season, Harden will get a rookie ref. He's a rookie ref.
Complain about it,
and then he'll just manipulate his calls from the game.
And the dude that he complained about hasn't reffed a game for the Rockets since then. If you haven't heard about that,
Yes, I didn't. I'd like to hear more on that because I don't know the whole story, but I just glanced at something that mentioned that. But what?
I just wake up every morning at a specific time, watch my Skip and Shannon.
Yeah,
Love that shit.
right.
And
Right.
they were
Shout
having a
out to
little
Skip and
interview. He was getting interviewed, and he was complaining about the ref. And then after the glimpse of him talking, they went back to ESPN and saying, Well, he actually hasn't reffed a game since he's complained about it, and that was like a week, 2 weeks ago.
Since Harden complained about him,
that specific ref, yeah, he hasn't.
And then
he
the
hasn't
NBA took him off.
Yeah, they took him off the playoff. Like he ain't
Wow.
reffing those games no more.
Wow,
And he was like a Hall of Famer, a ref. I don't know,
really?
yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he felt like he was targeting him or something.
Above my
like
pay grade, so above my pay grade.
that would be a lot of pressure to, well, like regular season, I don't know, but if you're reffing the playoffs or reffing a championship, phew,
It's a lot on the plate.
it's a lot of pressure. Or any big sport, like you're umping a World Series, like
And that ref ref that against the New Orleans Saints and our game.
oh
about that
yeah,
catch.
about the
He got death
pass
threats.
interference.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
so-
sure he did.
Which let's
sure
talk
he-
about that real quick. What do you think? I think it was a pass interference, but I'm glad it happened the way it
Obviously,
happened. So.
I don't think there's no way I could go on record and say that wasn't a
But
pass interference.
There was
it
like
was.
4 penalties that they should have called on them for us. So I
Yeah,
think that they were just getting shit even.
and the Saints had a chance to win the game after that.
That was the biggest issue.
and
about
they
that.
did it, and
Yeah,
they did
so,
it.
yeah.
So they had a chance to win the game and seal the game after that, and they
Doubled up.
didn't.
Yep.
Not to say that the missed defensive pass interference didn't help,
It was a
but
bad call, wasn't it, Mikey? Yeah. So.
yeah. But I mean, I'll take it. But what I don't understand is what he was doing in that moment. Like, what was he? Why did he not even turn and like look at the ball?
I mean, at the same time, we don't know what he was thinking or looking at. You know, they get paid a lot of money to view all this stuff. So at the same time, I don't know. So like I said, it's above my pay grade. So
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was like a missed call for sure. It definitely benefited the Rams, but I definitely think that it could have been way. The Saints had a chance to win the game. I mean, that's they had a chance to win the game and they didn't do it. And I think it was the Rams played a great defensive game. Other than that, hitting them before the ball gets there.
It was a really good game though. So
Yeah, it
we were
was.
down a lot, came back. So
Yeah. Kind of, getting back into the NBA playoffs, I wanted to talk to you about how good is Jokic, man, for the Nuggets.
Jokic, yeah. I think he's the best center of the game. He don't even look like it.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say that because, I even said it last week. I was like, man, Embiid, Embiid's got a lot of skill, and but when you think about Djokovic, it's just like I've never seen a big man pass like that one.
Ever, yeah. I mean, he was great. I mean, he has everything except for speed and jumping. Athleticism he doesn't have. Obviously, he's just a big stature.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah. He
by
definitely
the way,
played.
he just got his passport. He just got his green. He's got his visa.
Where's he from?
Oh shit, I don't know, man. Nikola Jokic, where's he from? Jokic. I don't know.
No one knows.
No one knows.
Bolivia.
Ireland.
Something. Yeah.
Top of their minute. And I'm just kidding. I don't know. He's probably from.
I think it's some Russian.
It's got to be Ukraine.
Yeah,
or
Ukraine.
Something
or
goofy.
Former Soviet
We
Union.
can ask Siri, but I ain't going to do it.
So that, I want to get your real quick because I do have a conversation that I think you're going to be very keen
I can
on.
only imagine what that is.
But what's your picks coming out?
East, West?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. What's your picks coming out?
It's going to be tough because obviously I have my pick in the West is the Warriors. I hate them. They're great, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's almost like the Patriots syndrome, really. I mean,
But they actually surprise me more than the Warriors do.
the Patriots.
Yeah.
Well, because they do it. You feel like they don't have the talent to do it again
and
that
just
year.
do it.
And yeah,
But my picks, it's gonna be tough in the West. I'm sentimental with Kyrie. I've always liked Kyrie. He's my second favorite point guard in the league.
yeah.
But I think the Bucks are going to win it. I really do.
You think they're going to get past Boston?
I think they're going to get past Boston on a 7-game. It's going to be weird. But I mean, I could be wrong. Obviously, I don't get paid for this. But,
None of us do. It's okay. It's okay.
yeah, I sell furniture. Coming to American Freight, by the way. Shout out American Freight. Price is great.
Shout out American Freight. That's
But
right.
anyway, I think the Bucks are great. They're good. I think they're gonna beat the C's though.
Yeah, I think that that the Celtics, I think like Giannis, the Celtics don't have an athlete close to Giannis's. They're not
Many
even
people do.
Yeah, they're not even in the same like stratosphere. No, they don't have anybody that is a straight athletic freak like Giannis. They don't have anybody, I don't think, that can guard Giannis. But I think they have the rest of their team as a core. I think the Celtics are better as a core. So we're going to move on to a topic I know that you're going to be very excited to discuss, and I heard you chirping on Facebook, or saw you chirping on Facebook about it.
My buddy Bo.
Yeah.
He hates him.
I can tell. I saw.
Where's his shoes, though?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I saw that whole conversation, so I definitely wanted to get your opinion. So you got a pick between Durant and LeBron. I'm going to say both in their prime because LeBron's a little older and has, I think, passed his prime, and it took Durant a little longer to hit his prime, but Durant's in his prime right now.
Pushed him, too.
Yeah. So both in their prime, like, I guess if I did like 2013 LeBron, 2014 LeBron, or, Durant now.
Yeah.
So who you got?
You know who I got, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, Bubby. I'd put LeBron over anybody except for Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, obviously, I'm gonna pick him over KD. I think that the difference between them two is, I mean, they're obviously tall. There's nobody like Kevin Durant. He's like 7 foot. He's not 6'10". He's 7 foot. They're just giving him. By the way, I mean, if you can tell when he shoots his free throws, he's a little unorthodox. His body structure is a little unorthodox. Like, he has to get right before he gets normal.
Yeah.
Like, his head's tilted to the right a little bit. Just watch. You'll understand after you listen to this, people. So,
yeah.
he's a little different. He's so damn big.
Yeah.
LeBron is
long.
too. Yeah, he's so
long.
But
yeah.
Scoring, KD. LeBron at every aspect other than scoring, LeBron.
Right, and I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly what I was gonna say. Was, I think KD has an edge on scoring, even both in their prime. KD has an edge on scoring, just getting to the rim, creating his own shot, whatever the case may be. But as far as really everything else, I mean. And I think Durant's an underrated defensive player. I do. I think he's a hell of a defensive player, but I think LeBron's better.
Especially when you're 7 foot and mobile.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, especially when your wingspan is
7'11".
Yeah, I mean, dude, literally, like, shout out to the gas station, but that's just 7'11", man.
Slurpees are good.
Yeah, for real.
Swisher Sweets.
That's right. But when that wingspan, that he's got is 7'11", he's running down the court at 7 foot tall. I mean, he's going to get in passing lanes. He's going to get in. He's going to defend shots. So, but I was interested to get your take on that, because
I mean, I'm obviously going to be. A lot of people. I mean, they know I'm a big, huge LeBron fan, but I'm not biased like a lot of LeBron people. I give credit when credit's due, but LeBron's great. He's everything. So.
Well, it's just like and it's hard to say, because it's like saying, I don't want it to come off as being like, I think LeBron's an all-around player and I think Durant's trash. No, Durant's not trash.
Great. He's great.
I think Durant's a top 5 to 7 player all time to ever come through the NBA.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's hands down. I guess how I would rank them off the top of my head would be Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, and then I get a lot of heat on this, but Shaq. I have Shaq in my top 5, and
best center ever to do
and then you got to put Durant and Bird, and I don't know where. I think Durant and Bird are interchangeable.
Greatest
there.
white guy for sure.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, Dirk is probably close. But
Dirk Ginobili was up there. They're European, but
European,
they're still white.
yeah,
So,
he's still. We're not talking French Lick, Indiana.
We're talking about us guys.
Yeah, the hick from French Lick, Larry Bird, man. But yeah, man, I just think that so if you take Durant and put him on the Lakers roster this year, do you think their record is better, or do you think their record is worse, or how do you think?
Are we missing the 17 games LeBron missed for being hurt? Are you talking about LeBron being healthy the full year?
Yeah, let's. I would. And that's the thing too about age is that LeBron's older. LeBron's going to start running into those injuries.
Well, this is his first real true year that he's been hurt.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are like, oh, he's done. He's getting old. Yeah, he's getting old. Shit.
Yeah, and he's gonna get hurt.
He's born in '84, so he's what 34.
Yeah,
something like that. So
well, he's been in the league. The thing is,
since
like
18.
Exactly, coming out of high,
of years.
since 17 years old, and playing with grown men athletes, man, for the last 15 years. That's gonna put a wear on your body, man.
So, I mean, I don't know, but to answer your question, if LeBron was healthy, and I think that Durant would probably. I don't think that he would fit the script better than LeBron because he's more of a facilitator, and he's more about everybody else, not just him. Durant's more like, all right, I'm gonna get the shine. I'm gonna take the points every time. I don't know. I'd take LeBron over him any day, obviously, except for when he's like 50. But
right.
I don't think that when LeBron's healthy, I don't think it'd be much of a difference. Maybe a couple games, but with their core, they need a superstar to beat the Warriors.
They need somebody. Yeah, of course. They need somebody in the front court that is an animal. Anthony Davis would be. LeBron.
Bring somebody.
Yeah, LeBron needs that. I think he could have worked with that young core group if he would have had somebody. Larry Nance isn't going to cut it. Like if they had somebody in the front court that could take over that dominant.
And plus, I know that he's playing terrible and he's playing bad defense, but when this is your first year, you're being hurt and a lot of changing is about, you move from Cleveland to LA. It's not going to go smooth as you used to, at least in Cleveland. So he's going to get down and negative, and probably a lot more pressure is on him than usual, and he's probably more sad. And I don't mean not more sad, but he's not going to play as well because he's hurt.
I definitely say I don't know if he's sad in that LA sunshine, and
he's got sad by any structure.
He's got his wine collection.
He's sad that he's not what he used to be. So,
I think
he's probably going to get more lackadaisy, on defense.
Yeah.
I get it.
You saw it. You kind of saw that at the end of the year. He got more lackadaisical on the defensive side. But I think at that point his head just wasn't.
By the way, I've torn my groin, and I'm a lot smaller dude than he is, and he just tweaked his. Ask a couple people. That's happened at the CCC, man. I tore my shit, and it was the worst pain I've ever been through my entire life, like ever.
Yeah.
And it was the worst, like your whole muscle in your leg just dangling.
Just done.
But he tweaked his, and obviously he's an athlete. He's going to recover faster than me, but that shit is no joke by any means. So groin is no joke.
Yeah. It's not, man, and that's why. Well, that's why I had so much respect. Real quick before we get into the trivia round,
let's do it. I got a shot waiting on you.
Yeah, I know, right? Before we get into the trivia round, I saw Kobe Bryant. Like I've torn my Achilles at the fucking CC.
Did you?
Oh yeah, man, tore it.
I bet that was terrible.
I felt it. It sounded like a loud rubber band, like a big rubber band snapping, and really? I puked. Like it was bad. And
I did too when I didn't.
Yeah,
I screamed like a little bitch.
Yeah, man. I was like shaking, man. It was crazy, and no one was around me. I just planted, and I just But what makes me have so much respect for Kobe is that when he tore his like 3 years ago, he walked to the free throw line. I was 3 feet from the bench.
It's that mama mentality,
right? So. And that's that fight that I'm not saying LeBron doesn't have that, but I saw Jordan have that.
I don't think that they have it like.
And he might. Here's the thing: he might still does, and you see that when especially when he was with the Cavs, trying so hard to win that title. For that city.
Get it. Like I get it. Like most people, even though you're a fan of LeBron, like you're not like a true fan like I am.
Right.
But I get it. He don't have like that go get it killer mentality.
It just doesn't.
Jordan and Kobe.
It doesn't appear like he does. That doesn't mean he doesn't. But it doesn't appear like what I see.
Sometimes,
it doesn't appear. Yeah, it doesn't appear that he does.
I mean, he's had to. He hasn't had to work as hard, even though he works his ass off.
Yeah, and
he doesn't
I'm
have
sure
to work as hard as
his
Jordan and Kobe
off,
because of his body. Like he's bigger and more athletic, so it becomes more natural.
Hopefully, I want to see his game because I don't know if I've seen it yet. He's relied on, and not that he can't do amazing things with a basketball because he can.
Underrated with handles.
Oh yeah. So, but what I want to see is how you saw Kobe's game transition. Yep. You saw players like Jason Kidd's game transition into an above the rim player into a below the rim player.
Even Jordan's, I've seen that. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Jordan's. So. That I'd like to see that with LeBron because I haven't seen that transition really, but yeah, man, I like you said, I take LeBron over Durant in that matchup for sure.
Second GOAT. So.
That's right. All right, now we're going to move on to our trivia portion. Hopefully becoming a fan favorite.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I got my food stamp card on this.
That's right. That's right. We got big bets on this. Big bets.
Yeah.
High quality bets. We are always introduce the bourbon here first. Real quick, trivia is brought to you by our sponsors. Want to say thank you to our sponsors, Sleepy Pelican Travel Group and the Bar on 3rd in Ironton, Ohio. Give them a like, follow, share their events and stuff at Sleepy Pelican TG and at Bar on 3rd. The bourbon / whiskey that we're drinking is Jim Beam Apple. Thank you, Josh, for
It
providing.
wasn't my first choice. It's just my ball on a budget choice today. So
Hey, that's right. You always got to ball on a budget, man. Who doesn't have to ball
especially
on a
when
budget?
you grow up.
That's right, man. Big boy time. Jim Beam Apple is out of Frankfort, Kentucky. So shout out Frankfort, Kentucky. Me and Josh have already been kind of sipping on this throughout the episode. It is good. I actually
not
I
bad.
like it. So thank you,
problem.
James Beam. Appreciate it, and thank you, Josh Powers.
No problem.
I'll go first.
Let's hear it.
I'll break the ice.
Okay.
Who has, and I'll give you hints on this one. You know this player.
Okay.
So I'll give you hints on it, though. Who has the highest field goal percentage in a career in the NBA?
NBA.
So, the highest field goal, like the most shots made out of compared to how many
No
of them.
threes, just
So
jump
everything counts. Everything counts. Every shot. Now, here's what you got to think about.
Yeah.
It's big man. It's a big man. He's a current player.
Okay.
He plays now. And he's a big man, always shoots close to the rim. That's why his field goal percentage is so high.
Okay. He's been in the league more than 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And you know who he is.
Yeah.
He probably is not your first guess, but big guy. Been around the league for, I want to say, 8 years.
Okay.
9 years.
I
maybe?
got 2 guesses.
8 years?
I'm gonna say
That's
Paul
fine.
Millsap.
Okay, that's a good guess, but it's not him.
Not Paul Millsap. Who
No.
is it?
It is DeAndre Jordan.
Ooh. Okay.
And
if his free throws have to count for it, my goodness.
no,
Okay,
free throws.
okay.
It's field goal percentage during field goal. That is yours.
That is mine to go. I
That
guess
is
I'll
yours
take
to
it happy.
take. Yeah. Yep. There it is.
Oh boy.
I'm telling you that's
I need to chase it. I'm a little bitch.
no, that's okay. I do like the Sprite bottle that you brought out.
Yes, this was the first thing. My grandparents raised me, so a lot
Yeah.
of people probably don't know. I was new to South Point my freshman year, and when my grandparents they adopted me, we remodeled my room and all that stuff. And this was one of the first things that they bought me because of LeBron, obviously.
Right.
This is an original 2003 Sprite bottle. Dog.
That's
I've
what's
never
up.
opened it. It's just like this is just deformed like that now. So
Because the
And,
Sprite. I wonder
yeah.
what it tastes like.
I don't want to find out. So I don't want to find out unless I have his salary. I'll try it.
Right.
But
Right.
Other than that, no. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So.
Yeah, man. I think that's awesome, man. The label's a little worn, but you can still see
Yeah.
03 LeBron and all his glory on it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Your question, man.
My turn. Okay.
Yeah, go
this
ahead.
is the same sport, NBA. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So, I love NBA. That's my thing. So
Yeah.
Who has the most assists in an NBA game ever?
Oh, in one NBA game?
One NBA game, single game. It was.
That's a good
It was
question.
30 to be exact, and that was fucking phenomenal.
Oh, man. So I have a.
I have another hint for you. He's a white guy.
Okay, so that narrows it down. Because at first I was thinking Paul, but obviously not. I want to say, I know the league leader all time is Stockton.
Yeah. I think by a large margin. I
Yeah.
think.
So I don't think I'm going to go with that because I don't know if he ever had 30 in a game.
You know this guy. He's coached in the NBA too a while.
Okay, so I think I know. After you gave me that, I was leaning towards that. I'm going to say Jason Kidd.
Okay. That's a great guess, but it's Scott Skiles. Remember Scott? Remember the play where he coached
Wow.
the Thunder
yeah,
and the
yeah, he
Wizards?
did.
I think he got fired recently, but
He
I googled that. I didn't know that either.
so he got 30 in one
30
game.
assists in one game, bro.
I wonder where he's at all time. I'd have to look that up. Scott Skiles. Well, that's awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this Jim Beam apple
go
here.
ahead, man. You go right ahead.
Well,
I got a little bit of Sprite on the side for you. Sponsored by Sprite. I'm just kidding. So,
I'm not a bitch. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take a little
I
sip
sure
here.
am. I sure am.
I honestly think that's pretty good.
You like them apples?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Another one.
I'm gonna throw you a 80 mile per hour lob fastball down the middle here
Okay.
that you should hit out of the park.
Okay. I was a switch hitter.
No. First in points all time NBA.
Ever? All time?
Ever.
Yeah, that's Kareem.
All right, man.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Nice.
Lou Alcindor.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Before he changed faith.
Yep.
I actually like Lou Alcindor as a
know.
better name. It's a cool name.
It was something that him and Cassius Clay and Muhammad Ali, a.k.a. changed,
Right.
So.
All right, man. Throw your next one at me.
Okay. This is kind of like this is the most recent one. You probably get this right. But since AI in his rookie year, who was the first rookie to have 2 consecutive games with 35? They dropped 35 both consecutive games in their rookie year. Pretty impressive. And he's
I know
good.
my first guess.
Okay. Might nail it with that.
So I'm gonna go with Donovan Mitchell,
That's a good one.
but it's
that
not.
one,
Is
no.
it Ben Simmons?
Nah, it's Trae Young.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that's a good one. I did not get.
I like
that one.
Trae.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
0 for 2, man.
0 for 2. I'm 1 for.
I shouldn't have lobbed you that slow
it's cool.
fastball down the middle.
No, you're good. I just know a lot of NBA shit. So.
All right. On me, right?
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah.
turn. So I got one where all you got to do is name 2 out of 5,
2 out of 5.
and I'll give you.
Okay.
I'll give you like I don't know. What do you want? 8 guesses or something?
Yeah, we'll see.
So 5 guesses, whatever. I'll give you 5 guesses.
Okay.
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 You got to name 2 out of 5.
Okay.
Out of those 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2 out of the top 5 NFL rushers of all time.
You got Emmitt Smith at 1.
Yep.
Eric Dickerson, our homeboy, is not one of them, right?
Not on there. So that's 2 of your guesses. You
Okay.
have 3 more guesses.
I only remember this for some reason, but I'm gonna say Jamal Lewis. Was he one of them from the Ravens back in the day?
That actually is a good guess, but no,
no,
he's
okay.
not on there.
I remember
By the way,
he
Eric
flipped the
Dickerson is 13th, so that was
Okay.
pretty.
So
Marshall Falk's actually higher than him. He's not in
Okay.
the top 5, but Marshall
Okay.
Falk's actually higher.
But I got Emmett right?
You got Emmett, so you have one more guess to pick. You have 4 players left in the top 5.
Wow.
You have one more guess to hit one of
I'll
those.
say
4.
Walter, the greatest. running back.
Oh,
So, you know,
yeah.
he got it?
Yeah, he's in there. Number 4. You got Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, number 2
LT?
all
Okay.
time. Marcus Allen, which I didn't know he was up there that high either. And then, I'm sorry, this is rushing touchdowns. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I was telling you rushing touchdowns, but it might be the same because LaDainian Tomlinson at 145 touchdowns, just below Emmitt Smith. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean all of them are G's, so
Yeah.
can't go wrong with that.
Let me get you here. Okay, so got the wrong thing. It's pretty much the same. So you got them both right anyway, but you got Barry Sanders, number 3, with over 15,000. Frank Gore, number 4.
He's still playing, right?
Yeah, still playing. Still active player. And Curtis Martin, number 5, at over 14,000.
Is that the dude from UConn? I don't know who
No,
that is.
it's the dude that played for the Jets forever.
Oh.
Curtis Martin.
Jets are irrelevant. So.
So you got one more.
I got one more for you, and this
All
is.
right, let me hit
I
it.
take pride in this dude, bro. He's my second favorite. Well, third behind OJ. I've
Okay.
always fucked with Juice. I like OJ a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, for real.
He's probably my all-time favorite player, other than LeBron and OJ. So here's
Okay.
a question for you: where did Lou Will go to school before he went pro? You know who Lou Will is, right?
Lou Williams. Yes, I do. I skipped to my Lou. Right. Same dude. We talking about the same dude?
Played
he
with the Clippers this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Took-
Oh, okay. I know.
took-
Yep.
Yeah.
Where did he go to college?
Yeah, I kind of like
Oh,
just gave
okay.
it away to you right there.
Okay,
but
okay.
wherever he went to school at. So most people probably don't know that, but
Where he went to school at? Where he went to?
he didn't go to college, by the way. So it's high school. It's going to be a lot harder now.
So he came straight out of high school. So what? I got to get what state he came out of.
Well, you could do that, but I do have a backup question. I can ask you that one since that's probably a little bit harder for you to.
Okay, I'm gonna say that he came out I'll take your backup question too, but I'm going to say he came out of a high school. Is it a Southern high school? Is it like a Texas school? Where is it at?
Where you about to work? Georgia. So,
Oh,
Gwinnett.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Used to
that's a
call him
good
the
question.
assassin of
That was a
Georgia.
good question.
So,
I'll go ahead.
You go ahead. But I know I got this one right here for you though. So, but this is pretty simple, pretty
All right.
easy. I think that's why I excluded.
You gonna
it out.
lob me one now?
Yeah, I'll give you a little assist.
All right.
Uruski.
All right.
Which team went to the Super Bowl four times in a row and lost them all?
That's the Bills.
Yeah,
yeah,
the hard-
that's the Bills.
so,
I feel bad, man.
I do.
Yeah,
I do, so.
that's tough. That's a tough way to go out.
By the way, I've been to Buffalo, New York, and it's beautiful. So
Is it
Niagara
really? I
Falls-
figured it'd just be like snow and
That's
cold
what
all the time.
I got blessed. I mean, obviously, my family ain't going to afford that, but I went with my girlfriends. But one of my previous girlfriends,
Yeah.
her family took me to Niagara Falls, and it was awesome. It was pretty nice.
Really?
Yeah. We went to the Canadian side, and it was pretty embarrassing because they got me out of the car and checked me, and I was like 15, 16 years old, and they questioned me about my visa, coming back and forth
Across
like,
the
going to the border. Yeah, they got me out
Really?
of the car, and like I was the only one they checked out and questioned. Like they thought
Really?
I was like a murderer or something like that. I don't know.
they got like the Canadian.
Yeah, no. The Canadians have no problem with me. They like me. You know what you
Yeah.
say, eh? But
Yeah.
coming back to the USA is pretty. It's a problem.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
they're like, I don't know. It was
So
just-
what's their problem? Like, what do they have a problem with?
They had a problem with
Smuggling
me. that
weed
they,
or something?
I don't know what the problem was, but they I guess what they had previous problems with, probably smuggling or something like that. And they checked. They asked if I had any guns or any knives or anything.
I just
like
don't
that.
see like you.
I'm like, so I just hit puberty. So, okay.
even if you were 15 now, even I don't like if I was a cop, I wouldn't be like, yeah, that guy's. I'm searching that guy. That guy looks like trouble.
And they
You
made
just
the
don't look
family disconnect their cop meter, whatever you call that stuff. So it was pretty.
Oh,
Canada's pretty weird, but it's pretty beautiful. I ain't gonna lie.
Really? That's awesome.
Shout out to Drake.
yeah,
Holler at me.
yeah, huge Toronto fan.
Yeah.
So, well, that wraps it up, man. I appreciate you coming on. I really do, man. It was awesome having you.
Anytime.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be. Shout out to Jared. He hooked us up. So
Yeah. Jared's got us linked up here. So yeah, man, I appreciate it.
I'll finish my shot, even though I got it right.
Yeah, go ahead and take it, man. Go ahead and take it there. One quick last shout out to our sponsors, Sleepy Pelican Travel Group and the Bar on 3rd. Appreciate it, man, and I look forward to having you back on.
Anytime. Man. Go Rams.
Go Rams.